The following is an exclusive presentation of WI Garden Media, the voice of Garden Talk Radio.
If you want to be part of the program, you can do that by just sending us an email to gardentalkradio@gmail.com. That's gardentalkradio@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to be vocal on the program, you can certainly do that by dialing us up on the Proclamation Hotline, brought to you by Proclamation Goods. That number is 1-800-927-SHOW, 1-800-927-7469.
Proclamation Goods creates cookware for the eco-conscious home chef. Their pans are non-toxic, have a lifetime warranty, and are made in Wisconsin. Their award-winning stainless steel Proclamation Duo cookware set is a 12-inch skillet stockpot that doubles as a wok. Best of all, the skillet and stockpot hinge together to form a Dutch oven. It's 2 pans with the versatility of 10, empowering you to cook more with less. If you care about your health and strive for a more sustainable lifestyle, then Proclamation Goods is for you. Supplies is limited, so order yours now at proclamationgoods.com.
Well, it's that time of year, Holly, where some people have already shut down their garden. Others are trying to get as much out of their garden as possible. And other people fall in the middle like, things weren't that good, but let's go ahead and ride the train out until it crashes into the wall type of thing. And you're trying to save seeds. One, Holly, why would one choose to save what they can in the realm of seed saving rather than just going to junk seeds and buying new seeds next year? Why would somebody do that?
That's a good question, Joey, and let me answer it for you.
Okay.
So
is there a right answer though?
Yeah, there is a right.
Okay.
I mean, so I guess there's a right answer if you
depending on what your needs are.
Right, and if you have maybe time or energy or whatever, it might be easier for you just to buy new seeds every spring.
Or if your plants were trash and you don't know if the viability has the right, it has
right. So let's talk about the advantages of saving seeds. I mean, for one, it's going to hopefully save you money. Ideally, two, this plant, as you continue to plant the same type of seed over and over again. So say you have a beefsteak tomato variety that you've grown and saved the seeds from your garden year after year. That plant has become acclimated to your little backyard, whatever area ecosystem. So it's now used to that climate. Not saying that it will not thrive if you move or if you share your seeds with somebody else, but it's like, hey, this is my DNA in this climate.
Acclimated in the reference of people who, let's say, live in the north are more able to deal with the cold.
Like we have thicker blood, essentially.
Not
necessarily.
But, somebody moving from Florida versus somebody living in North Dakota, the person in North Dakota is going to be better to accommodate or better to deal with the temperature in the winter than somebody that's lived in Florida all their life. Kind of the same thing.
But also maybe humidity levels. Every backyard often will have a microclimate.
Yes.
A very, very microclimate. And so this as I said, beefsteak tomato for my example, is like, hey, I'm used to this temperature, daytime, nighttime, etc., humidity, what have you, and it becomes over time, especially as you save seeds from year after year, it adjusts to that. We actually got seeds once, an heirloom variety tomato from somebody who it was in their family, I believe.
And we still grow it. Elkhart something.
Eckert,
yeah. Now, saving seeds, what's the easiest seed to save? Well, I would say it's a bean, probably. You just let the bean dry on the vine. Now, you want to be aware that what type of, pole bean, edible pod bean versus bush bean, once they dry, you don't know what they are unless you physically label them when you bag them up.
Let's go back to that.
Okay.
I mean, the beans, yes.
The beans, yeah.
You definitely want to label your seeds before you...
Beans, tomatoes, whatever it is.
Any of them. But anyway, back to that.
Yes.
The easiest seed to save, yes, I would say is beans, maybe corn.
Corn,
sunflowers.
based on what's crossed with the corn.
Right.
Yeah. Sunflowers are easy, yeah. Most of the squirrels plant those for us.
Right. Something that is, you can see the seed pretty basically. However, what do you think is the hardest seed to save? I would say tomatoes.
Tomatoes, you got to go through a fermentational process by soaking the seeds in water for several days in order to get the gelatinous slime off them. And then you drain them, and then you allow them to dry, and then you save them. Pole beans, bush beans, pole beans, for example, in this, we left on the vine last year in the fall. We came in the spring this year. They were still there. We popped them out of the pods, planted them, and they did just fine because in nature doesn't have little gnomes that go out and collect the seeds, bring them inside, put them in a little envelope, make them happy over winter, and then take them back out in the spring and plant them. They're out there all year long.
Some people do this system with tomatoes where they actually will just take a tomato and put it in their soil, and then they'll put like the top of a milk jug on top, like kind of like a winter sowing concept, and then that way they have tomatoes there. But then in that case, you would want to transplant some of those tomatoes or thin them out.
Volunteer tomatoes, but you never know what you get on that if you just let them fall to the ground. So you always want to label your seeds, no matter what you got. You want to be able, what you don't want to, you can save heirloom and organic. You wouldn't want to save hybrid seeds.
No, because what will happen is that the seed will typically favor the variety of whatever.
You're still going to get some type of tomato or pepper or eggplant.
But the more dominant parent.
Right.
So if it's a hybrid seed that promises like drought resistant / I don't know, what's another fast
heavy producer.
When you save that that hybrid seed, it's going to then regress back to one of those dominant traits, either of them.
Now, it's not to say you can't save them.
Right.
But you may still get a tomato or a pepper, but it may not be that luscious, beautiful orange or red tomato or purple pepper. You may have some type of something that doesn't taste as good or looks as pretty, or the combination of both.
Let's get back to tomato saving, because
that would be the most popular thing. Yeah.
I think it is the most popular. So tomato seeds, you just basically take the seed,
the fruit,
the fruit
that's nearly rotting on the vine.
You pop out the seeds into a glass or a jar with a little bit of water, and you can cover it with a coffee filter or something that has some breathability. And then it's going to ferment over a couple of days, and then you can rinse the seeds off and let them dry, label them, let them dry on like a ceramic plate or a bowl, whatever. Label that before you start stacking them up. And, this one on the left is going to be this. I'll remember that.
And if you want to see a visual of this, you can go to our parent website, the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com, and in the search bar on the right-hand side, type in saving tomato seeds, and we've got a number of videos on how we've walked through that. You'll know when the ferment process has come to the completion is because you'll get mold on the top of the liquid that the seeds are setting in. That you need to do this fermentation process again to get rid of that slime so the seeds can dry properly once they're removed from the liquid. The gelatinous slime in nature is a protective coating on the seed that when that tomato drops from the vine and lays on the ground, that gelatinous slime protects that seed over the course of the winter.
Gelatinous.
The slime. Yeah. Over the winter, and then by spring it wears out or washes off, and then that seed can start to germinate. So that's the key on that, and if you're going to do a zucchini, let the biggest one grow. You can save the seeds there. You can squeeze the seeds, make sure that they're firm. If they're flat, there's nothing inside of them.
Right.
You can also test this by soaking them.
Same thing with any squash.
Yes.
And then peppers, you see the seeds. They're right there. You can just take that center part out, put it somewhere it's going to dry, and the seeds will flake right off. Let's talk about radishes, and then like things like lettuce, spinach, greens. Their seeds come at the
during the growing cycle when they bolt.
Right. So this is, if you have a lettuce plant that bolts, you will have like a bajillion lettuce seeds available to you.
And that's what we're going to have next year. We've got 6 or 7 plants that have just got tens of thousands of seeds, no joke, and they're going to come up everywhere, which is a good problem to have. So you can save those as they dry. Again, you go to that parent website, the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com. Lettuce, we've got a video on how to save lettuce seeds. You just wait until they're big puffy. The pods are puffy, and then you cut the head off and bang it inside of a paper bag, and all the dry seeds will fall to the bottom, and you can save your seeds that way.
Same thing with radishes.
Radishes will dry on the pod.
Turnips.
Yeah, turnips, all that.
Rutabaga.
No, turnips and rutabagas, you're going to have to wait for the second year. Kale, the brassicas, you're going to have to wait. They're biennial. The second year, they are going to produce the seeds. So you don't touch them at all. Carrots, another one. Don't touch them all this fall if you want seeds, and then they're going to produce seeds next year. Now, the question that somebody's probably saying is, well, I know I can just go to the grocery store and get a pepper or a tomato and pop the seeds out of that and plant those. Now, during the pandemic, where certain stores in certain countries were forbidding people to buy garden products or seeds, there was some people that were crafty and would go to the produce section and get a butternut squash and spaghetti squash and figure out the vegetable, take it home, cut it open, pop the seeds out, and plant them that way. That does work. However, those plants are coming from who knows where and has been sprayed with who knows what, and pick a variety and who knows what variety that might be, or the cross in which the seeds have been crossed with during the growing cycle, because they're putting them out for production for you to eat, not for them to save seeds for the next generation. So it can be done, but it's not advisable when you have reputable seed companies all across the country, and companies like Jung Seeds, coupon code 10TG22, save 10% on your order. And saving seeds, it's a fun project to do with kids, fun project to do with non-kids, and you can save money. However, if you've got questionable produce that you're trying to save seed from, all the effort and work that you've put into the garden, don't take the chance to go, well, I think the seeds might be good enough. If there's ever a question, set them aside and buy good fresh seeds from reputable companies, so your effort doesn't be wasted in all the time you've put into this.
And you become frustrated.
Right.
Right.
Frustrated and disappointed.
Right.
Well, what if you go to waltonsinc.com, you will not be frustrated or disappointed by the selection of herbs, spices, and everything but meat product, everything but the meat that they have, saws, stuffing, tools,
Absolutely.
thermometers.
So
keep going. Yeah.
If you obviously, if you're saving seeds, you care about where your food comes from. And at Walton's, you can get all the equipment, seasoning, supplies to make sausage, jerky, any other meat product your way to your high standards. If you want to make some delicious snack sticks, jerky, etc., that people will actually like or you'll like, Walton's created meatgistics.com, an informational site to help you make the best finished product. Walton's even has a full line of their own meat grinders, mixers, sausage stuffers to help you go from animal to edible. Walton's Inc. or Waltons.com, and then meatgistics.com.
If they don't have it, it probably doesn't exist when it comes to your spices and seasonings and tools that you need in the kitchen.
Did I say that website right? Well, is it WaltonsInc.com?
WaltonsInc.com. And check them out.
You can use code GROW50 to save 10% off orders of $50 or more and get free shipping.
Free shipping on that if you use $50 or more. Coupon code GROW50.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.